All right, Abby.
Yes.
Abby, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
I was born in Mexico, but I was brought here when I was 2 years old. And I grew up here in Los Angeles. I went to school here, and from there, I've been here all my life. Yeah,
Tell me about your family growing up.
I'm the oldest, and we're seven of us, and it's me and my sister, and then five little brothers. So which they're not too little anymore, but yeah. And well, I basically was their mom throughout throughout my whole childhood. I didn't have the a childhood because I had to take care of my little brothers. But my mom was a single mother, and she did what she had to do, and then I had to do what I had to do. So yeah, it was very hard because I missed out on many things that my friends got to do, and I wasn't able to do. But I have six amazing siblings, so
What was your mom doing that?
she was a bartender, yeah, at a bar, and she managed to take care of everything, and it was seven of us, but she managed with my help, but she managed to.
How far did you go in school?
I graduated high school. Yeah, but I graduated high school. I got pregnant when I was 17, but I still managed to graduate. Yeah,
How many kids do you have?
I have four kids. Yeah, I have four kids.
Where are they now?
They're currently with their father and my aunties. Due to a fact that I was married and I found out that my husband was having some homosexual likes on Craigslist and stuff. I went crazy because he was an amazing husband to me. So that devastated my life. So, I went really violent on him and I got a case for domestic violence with him. So that made me, lose custody of my kids. So now that's why they're there. Yeah.
And drugs are part of your life?
Yes. Yeah. They became a part of my life. Oh, actually, I've been surrounded by drugs all my life, my mom, but I was trying not to, follow the whole cycle of becoming like my mother, even though she was a great mother, but there was always drugs involved. But um, I tried to break it as much as I could. But when this event happened in my life, I just, I couldn't. And then at the moment I was managing, because I am a certified bartender besides the other things I do. So I was managing four restaurants, and then but this happened. So the starting to use drugs kind of like helped me out because I was able to manage and balance out like my kids. I was fostering my little brothers as well. So it was my kids fostering, and then my husband, and then the restaurant. So at the end, it was too much for me to balance. So I lost my job. I lost my husband, because we divorced, and then and my brothers were removed, and my kids as well. But I think it was too much, and I was trying to manage everything at once, and it was very hard. You know, and that's why now drugs are part of my life, and I mean it's not like a good thing, but I managed to like say that I'm a functional user because like I use it and I get a lot of things done, but at the end of the day it's gonna affect me. I know that.
What are you doing for money?
I currently do fraud, identity theft, and I steal forklifts. Yeah,
You
but
steal forklifts.
yeah.
How do you steal forklifts?
Well, I drive around or I walk around and I spot them, and then I manage to use bolt cutters to go in wherever they're at, and then the switch is very easy to break. I have a partner that we work together, and he was the one that put me on the forklift thing, and then we just see them, and then we wait for the perfect time, and we just drive off with them. Yeah, it's either we drive off with them or like I follow them in the car or something like that until we get it to wherever it's gonna go.
Huh? That's an interesting hustle.
It is very interesting. I love the Toyotas. They're very they you get cashed out very much, like 4 to 5 bands for them. Everything cash. So yeah,
What is your drug?
meth.
Crystal meth. Have you
Yes.
tried to quit?
I did try to quit. I just have a 2-year-old baby that I did use drugs on her pregnancy. I tried to stop many times, but it was just it's just I guess sometimes it's hard. So I did try and I stopped at the end, but at the you know, it just once I was out of the pregnancy, I just started again. Yeah.
Do you have friends?
Yes. Well, a little bit of friends, but it's mostly guys though. Yeah, I don't associate with girls much because they tend to like feel, I don't know, some type of way where I'm around, but it's, you know, I don't get intimidated by them, or I don't even envy them, but they do. So I just managed to just stick with the boys. And then I have my little brother, so I'm already used to being around boys all the time.
Where are you staying now?
I at a tent right now.
You're on the street.
Yeah. I am, you know, I have a friend that is, well, she's telling me to go to her house, but sometimes it's very hard to break, like, you know, certain strings that you have with the streets. And sometimes, like, I have, like, people that tell me, come and live with me. And I do go, and it's very comfortable and very, like, nice, but just the streets, you know, they just call me. And, yeah, it's very addicting, you know, to just be out here, and you never get bored around here, you know? Especially in downtown.
And sometimes I think there's actually something about the streets that is drawing everyone,
Yes.
even more than the drugs.
Yes. Actually, I know a lot of people that have their own apartment, but they still in the streets, and it's crazy. But I mean, I live there myself now. Like I have a friend that lives in a nice apartment complex, but I'm there, and then you have everything. You have a pool, you have a gym, and I just want to be in the streets.
Is it the excitement and the drama of all that?
I think it's, I don't know. I can't tell you what it is, but I mean, there's just like, I don't know. Maybe because when I was growing up, I wasn't able to like to go out and party. All the parties were, like if I had parties, it was in my house with my little brothers in the room asleep, and then I would manage to have parties, but I wasn't able to go out or be in the streets, you know? And now that once my kids were removed, I was devastated because my brothers were removed as well. But I kind of felt like I finally could get up and just take care of myself. You know, I don't have to change like 5 diapers and get all these kids together and then me, you know? So that also, and then you know, now that I'm in the streets, it's kind of, well, it was exciting, but at the moment, like as days go by, like I feel that my days are just going darker without my kids, you know, because I am missing out a lot. I have a 14-year-old daughter that I already started dating, and I'm very afraid of that, you know, because I want to be there, because I know what it is when you fall in love for the first time, you know, and I want to be there to protect her, but I can't, you know, but I try to as much as I can. I talk to her all the time, but you know, there's just certain things that as we're growing up, we think that that's what we want, but it's not like that, you know. She'll learn, you know, with time, but I'm just very afraid that I won't be there, like, to support her, or, you know, if she needs me.
Is it the drug that's keeping you out here, or is it something else?
It's part the drugs, I believe, and then maybe not having like the best support team for me to get back on track, you know. Like my mother, she's a great mom, but you know, she's doing her thing. And my brothers, like, they're teenagers, but they're already like operating like shops, you know, like they're already getting arrested for things that I'm like, Mom, like, what are you doing? Where are you know what I mean? And she tries to be there as much as she can, but it's just something that we already have it in us, I guess. And I don't know, it's crazy. But I told her, like, I was just speaking to her the other day, and I said, like, remember when we used to always say, like, oh my God, all these diapers, but now it's like, I wish they could go back to being babies, because now it's really like, you know, like my little brother just got shot like 3 months ago in the head. Luckily, it didn't really do anything to him. And it's like, it's very scary once they're growing up, you know? And as much as I try, like, sometimes, like, life is really hard right now. And then, like, the forklift thing, I'm telling you, like, I get cashed out like 4,000, you know, 5,000 per forklift. So
It's a lot of money.
yeah, but then that's money that just leaves like this. Like, it's easy money. It's gonna leave easy, you know. Like, it's not gonna be enough, never. I believe, because it's easy money. But I mean, I went with that decision because it's like, if I'm gonna risk my freedom, and best believe it has to be for some good amount of money. You know, I'm not gonna be doing like little jobs because I'm not like I'm not gonna be wasting my time like that. You know, it's just if
What does crystal meth do for you?
uh,
What does crystal meth do for you?
it usually gives me like the ability and the energy to do multiple things and get them done. You know what I mean? Like I managed to like do it, and then I managed to like go over here and do that, go over here and like take care of this. You know, I still call my kids, I still do this, I still look amazing like I do. You know, like so, it kind of like helps me out. But but don't get me wrong, sometimes it triggers. You know, like sometimes I have bad days where I'm like stuck or like I usually don't sleep. Like I sleep maybe once a week for a couple of hours, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm like like all day I'm doing something. Like it's either fraud, it's either something, but
All day, all night.
all day, all night. Yeah, and I just, I mean, I change my outfit like 4 times a day. My whole look, like I change my hair twice a week due to the fact that, you know, if I go steal forklift and red hair, then I'll change it to blue hair, and then they're looking for that one girl. You know what I mean? Like that's why I do it. I try, because I don't want to get. I mean, I know I have to be realistic and understand that it could happen one day, but I try to cover my ass like all the time because I can't be incarcerated because then that will put me into like not seeing my kids like even more, you know.
But talking about your hustle, which is a unique one,
Yeah,
on YouTube is going to
I understand.
slow you down. But
I understand, but to be honest, like the only people that I worry for to see this video is my kids, maybe more my 14-year-old. But I had to tell her like 2 weeks ago, she was very upset at me because she's like, "You don't love us. You don't love us. You don't love us. What happened to you?" And I said, I didn't want to tell her what I was going through, you know, living in a tent and doing all these things, but that was the only way for me to make her understand that it's not that I don't love her, it's just that I am in a, you know, there's a lot of things going on in my life and they're not like, nor like, you know, like everyday things to other people, you know, it's very hard. And then I had to tell her, and I told her like, you know, don't worry, like I'm okay, I'm gonna get out of here, but I am currently living in a tent, and then I'm doing this for a living, and then, I mean, more things added to it, like my bad choices in with my partners. You know, it's very like I tend to like if they're homeless looking and or if they don't have a job, I was like they're the love of my life. You know, like it's crazy, and I have to stop that too because that also affects my life very much. And then also the gambling, it's very something that really affects my life.
you go to the casitas?
Yeah. And then everything, like, I mean, I carry dice in my purse. Like, you know, it's every day, everything. Like, there's like days where I do side bets on anything, you know, like, and then people look at me like, I'm like, yeah, I gamble all the time. And that's something that I have to also try to quit because all this money that I'm getting for these forklifts are going there. Like, you know, I try to give my kids as much money as I can, but sometimes like, I just can't help it because I think that I'm gonna come up on the next round, you know, and it just doesn't happen sometimes. And that really bothers me because it's like once I don't have no money, then I'm like, okay, let's go and do it again, you know. And one of those times, I'm probably gonna, you know, just get arrested. Well, I did get arrested, and I have an ankle monitor right now, so it's kind of like
you're wearing an ankle monitor.
yeah, and it's kind of embarrassing because I mean, you know, they look at me like some guy was like, I don't know what's more sexy, if your hair or your ankle monitor. I was like, oh my God, stop talking about it. And it's kind of like, you know, it kind of like, it affects my all day, whatever, because of my outfits. It kind of looks like ghetto or, you know, just people look at me like I'm a bad girl, which I am kind of, but not like that. So, but I agreed on taking it because, I mean, if not, I was going to be incarcerated until the court or until everything, you know, was settled down. So I said, okay, let's do it. But it's really uncomfortable. And then I don't even charge my phone. Sometimes I forget to charge this thing. And they get notified on this. So they, you know, I have text messages where like, your thing is dead. And I'm like, damn, I can't find the charger. And then you can't even go buy these chargers at Best Buy or something, you know? Like, they're unique chargers that only you have. So it's kind of like, you know, like if I have to carry it everywhere I go. I have to be really careful with it too. because if I lose it, that's it.
What's your biggest fear right now?
My biggest fear is to miss out on my kids, like most important things. My 3 first kids, I've been there. I know that I did a really good job with my kids, but my last baby, she's her name is Blue Rose, and I haven't been there, ever since she was born. That's the only baby I didn't breastfeed, and that's the only baby that I didn't sleep with, right? So I'm very afraid that that will, affect her as she's growing up. And I know that my other kids know that I'm a good mom, but she doesn't. But it's funny how I FaceTime her all the time, and she calls me mommy, like if I was there every day, which I'm not. But I think that's something that that probably that's like a blessing, because God knows I'm a good mother, But I'm fighting my own demons, and it's a bunch of them, So I'm gonna get through it, but I fear that I'm not gonna be there for the moments that I have to be there, and protect my kids because I'll protect them over anything,
Would you describe yourself as self-destructive?
Kind of,
The gambling and the
yeah,
lifestyle you're leading?
I mean, just to start off with the people that I have romantic relationships with, like they're just like real bad, like choices. Like I'm telling you, as like if you don't have a job, if you don't like to work, if you're lazy, and if you want your girl to pay for everything, come to me. You know what I mean? Like they're the love of my life, and it's crazy because like I'm very I'm very ambitious, and I like to have money. That's something that makes me really like. It doesn't make me happy, but I really go for that feeling, for that smell of the money. I love it, and it doesn't make you happy, but it does make life very, very comfortable. And I just like to give, when I was cashing out on fraud 2 years ago, I gave my kids experiences like that they were gonna remember all their life, and that's what I like to do with my money. Like my mom's like, save some money. I said no, because money makes you evil, Mom. So that's why I spend it all. So I could go get it again, Like I don't want to just hold on to it, because then, it just changes your feelings, Mom. She's like, oh my God, then what are we gonna do tomorrow? Like, oh, God would help us out. That's what I always tell her. And she's like, no, but you can. I'm like, but you know what? That's something that helped me out, because as much as I lose the money like that, then I go out there and get it again, And that's something that keeps me motivated, at least, But yeah, that's just probably one of my biggest fears. And then, yeah, just time, I think.
What would you say is your greatest strength?
I think my greatest strength is like, I guess just me, like I am very like, I adapt everywhere. I am very like, I have a charm. Like I get away with a lot of things because of the way I am and the way I look, and and it's just, and you know what? I'm not telling you that I'm happy or that I look like I'm fine without my kids, but like this is the only thing I was left with. When all these things happened, my father was killed in Mexico, right? And I was a daddy's girl, so that devastated me as well. So that, we're losing my husband with his sexual whatever he was going through, and then losing my job, which I loved. I really enjoy and loved it so much. I was only left with like the way I look, like my looks and the way I carry myself. So sometimes like when people want to like put me down, it's like, come on, like that's the only thing I was left with right now, because I don't have my kids. I lost everything. I lost my house. I lost everything. So, I think that like just me, my charm, it has gotten me away. Like I gotten away from plenty of stuff with just being me and just talking to somebody. It just makes them like, okay, go ahead, And then like I'm over here like with illegal stuff on me, and they're just, go ahead, it's fine, okay.
I've seen it before.
Yeah, so it's like that's something that, and I sometimes like I wish I wouldn't look like this or have this charm, because like it's just so awkward for everybody looks at me like I walk down the street, and it's like I just picture myself like being a little vagina walking, because everybody is just like, I can't even go to the cut and do my makeup, because there you go, there's a guy already like trying to creep up on me, and I'm like, damn, like come on, like is it that bad? Like is it, I don't know. It just, sometimes people make it seem like I don't know. Like, it's just they want to be there around me, or but it's like, it's not even that bad. Like, trust me, you guys are gonna regret it at the end of the day, you know. But yeah, that's probably one of the things. Yeah, my charm and just, I don't know. Everybody just likes to be around me.
You like bad boys.
No, not even bad boys. I wish I would love a bad boy. No, I'm telling you, I like homeless looking, like don't have no jobs, no ambitions in life. You know,
Oh,
like
really?
I guess. I mean, that's kind of like, yeah. If you're like that, come to me. I'm telling you, like, it's crazy. Like it gets worse as years go by. Like it just gets worse. Like
What is it that attracts you?
I don't know. Like it's like, cause like as you can see, like I'm very clean. I change my outfit all the time. And it's like, and then I'm dating these like, they're not like dirty like in a nasty way, but like I'm very like, you know, I take care of myself a lot. Like my shirt's stained, I'm not really gonna change it. Like I don't like to, you know. And then these guys are just like sweaty, and then it's like, oh yeah, okay, come on, you know, like, or their shoes are dirty, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, I don't mind that. And it's like, I have to just stop that because that's very like, it doesn't go with my image, or you know, kind of like people look at me like, what, like you're dating that guy? I'm like, yeah. But then I see so much good things on them, like, you know, and they're in their inner them or whatever, that it's crazy. But I mean, I just have to kind of like stop because it's kind of like getting to me already.
Emotionally, what do you go through? You get depressed or angry or?
Actually, I'm not depressed. I'm just saying, like, my days are going darker. Like, just the fact that I can't sleep with my son again, or that I haven't slept with him like in 3 years. That's something that bothers me every like. I'm not gonna tell you every time I go to sleep because I really don't. That's the reason I think I don't go to sleep, because I think I don't want to go to sleep without him, you know. So I keep, you know, like just being up all these hours, and it's like, and it's funny because people are like, but when you crash, you crash. No, I crashed for like 4 hours, 5 hours, and then I'm up again. Because like, I guess my conscience is just like, come on, get up, get up. Because I feel like I don't deserve to rest because I guess of everything that's going on or whatever I'm putting my kids, you know, through.
How old are you?
I have my 14-year-old daughter. I have a 10-year-old daughter, a 9-year-old son, and then a 2-year-old baby girl.
And how old are you?
I'm 32.
32. Mm-hmm. And you're smoking meth?
Yeah,
How often do you smoke?
all day. Like, yeah, all day.
Really? And all night?
Yeah, but it's funny because I'm already immune to it. Like at the beginning, it was like I would smoke, and it was just like, okay, come on. My partners and I will be like, let's go to a room for like 9 hours straight, right? And to, you know, get like, you know, have sex and stuff for like continuous hours. But now it's like, I guess as time goes by, like I'm able to eat, I'm able to like sleep if I want to, but I really don't want to. Like everything, like it's just it kind of like you become immune to this, right? And luckily I'm a functional user or whatever, because I have my brother. My brother started to use drugs maybe like 2 years ago, and my brother's burnt out, you know. But once he's out of it, like that's my brother again. But once he's on meth, like, or yeah, he's burnt out, you know. And it makes, I tell him all the time, like, don't let it get to your mind. You're strong. You're better than that. Look at my dad. My dad used to sell drugs when he was 13 years old, and he used drugs all his life. And my daddy was never, you never saw him like burnt out or saying some outrageous shit. And my brother does. So it's kind of like, I tell him all the time, but you know, only he knows what he's going through. So, you know, and I think my kids are the ones that keep me from being, you know, like, just not going insane, I guess, or burning out and stuff. But yeah, I mean, only if they were perfection, the whole dope thing, and you know, they could probably make it legal for some people because it helps me out. It's not nice to say because I really don't want to be, you know, doing drugs all my life. But at the time when I started using it, it helped me out a lot because I feel like if I wasn't doing it, I wasn't able to take care of my kids, foster my brothers, which they were like problem kids. I had to go to school. I had to get a D-rate thing for my little brother. I had to go like to classes because he was like it was like a D-rate. I don't know. They guess they rate them based on their behavior. And then on top of that, I had to manage the 4 restaurants. I was a manager for the 4 of them. I had to go to Pomona, San Bernardino, Downey, Huntington Park, and West Covina at the same in one day, you know. So that, and then finding out what happened to my husband, or like what was going on with him at that time, you know. Like I really don't think he was he was gay, but sometimes you tend to like, I guess have like, I don't know, maybe.
Was he using meth as well?
Yes. So I think that was it. But I was trying to make him explain to me, like, what did I do? Like, look at me. Why are you doing this to me? But maybe he didn't even know at the time. So it's very confusing for both of us. And I love that man so much, So it did devastate me. Because he wasn't the father of any of my kids, but he helped me with the fostering of my brothers and taking care of my kids.
Yeah, but meth seems to do things to people sexually that no other drug can do.
Yeah, because I think because look, to me it's kind of normal because I could be in love with a woman as much as I could be in love with a man. I don't see people by gender. For me, everybody's equal. I could be in love with, like a girl and a guy. It don't matter to me, right? As long as I feel attraction to them. But like my ex-husband was very like macho, like Mexicano, right? So for him to like accept the fact that he kind of have that little like, like it was very hard for him. So maybe he didn't even know how to handle that. But I told him, baby, it's okay. Like if you want to, you want to try it out, go ahead. Like, like I don't mind. I just don't want you to, I don't want to feel like you're hiding stuff from me because then I have my kids involved and you live in our home. So I want to know what what you like, what you don't like. And I want to be able to decide if I want you to be part of my kid's life or not. And that's something that really bugged me because my daughter, I have a 14-year-old daughter and I have to take care of all that. And I always did. But not knowing what his really, like, what he really liked, it was kind of like, it was scaring me at some point, And I just didn't want to like affect my kids or for something to happen that I wasn't able to fix, because those type of things you're not able to fix ever, and it would affect my kid or my brother or anybody in my family for the rest of their life, and I wouldn't want to carry that on my back, it would be really, really hard for me to like overcome that because the guilt is something that really, I don't wish it upon nobody, like the remorse, no, that's not, like I don't even wish it upon my worst enemy, I don't, because it's really, because when my father died, he left me, he got deported, and he left me with the whole thing, taking care of my brothers, my mother, so I remember I would call him through FaceTime and I would be like, he wouldn't answer sometimes, so I would be like, why the fuck did you leave me? You left me with my mother, with my little brothers, like we need you out here. And then I was like, but watch, when you die, you're gonna die like by yourself because you left me by myself. So I was very angry at the moment, right? I didn't wish this upon my father, but it happened like that. My dad was picked up by some people in Mexico because he fucked with the wrong people. So he was like, how the sicarios, whatever and I wasn't able to go and figure out what happened because first of all, I wasn't born here. Second of all, I'm the oldest of everybody, so I had to take care of the whole family. At least my little brothers. So that's something that for it took me a whole year to realize that it wasn't because of those messages that this happened to my father. It was because he fucked with the wrong people, right? Because he was very like grimy, and he was like he would put like factories to bankruptcy like in a matter of like 2 weeks. Like you will have like the drivers deliver all the merchandise to our house, right? And like he managed to like steal like as much as he could. He got people together and people were going to bankruptcy after they hired him 2 weeks after, So now I understand that he fucked with the wrong people over there. So that's why this happened. But imagine my dad, like dying the way I wished it upon him at the moment that he left me alone. It kind of like, it was hard for me because I was like, maybe because I said that, that's what happened. But no, it took me a whole year to realize that. And that's something that really affected, I think that's something that really got to me, you know what I mean? Because I was always around drugs all my life and I would never use them. I was against it. Like I would take my kids like on the weekends to like anywhere they wanted to go, And it was like, we would drink, me and my husband, but that's it. We'll just go to sleep and get up in the morning. And I tried that for so long, but I think that the remorse of like wishing that upon my father when he was like everything to me, it was just like very hard, And that thing I think is what really started this whole me being out here now and doing what I do and all that.
What would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in your life?
What is it? I think it was just what's gonna happen is gonna happen regardless, right? Like I busted my ass in like protecting my family, my kids, trying to make my mother act the way I wanted her to act. But at the end of the day, like I can't control people's actions or just simply I can't control people. And I always try to do that, right? Like I always try to, mom, don't do this, mom, or I try to protect my brothers from doing this, or trying to like, like talk them out of it, and I can't, because what's gonna happen is gonna happen. You know what I mean? And if I wouldn't be so stubborn, trying to find out why my husband was doing this, why my father, all the stuff that I was trying to figure out and take control of, maybe I would have taken the fact that he had these likes, and then I would have been okay with it. You know what I mean? I would have not gotten off on him, and because I was stay like 2 hours hitting him, But what finally got me that I took my kids out of school, I put them in the donut shop with my oldest brother, and then I beat him up outside of school. I was biting him, and like the principal had to call the cops. And my kids weren't there, but there were other kids, and it's not nice, to just other kids to see somebody getting so violent. So I was ordered to go domestic DV classes, but I was like the predator. I had to sit with like guys, that beat up women, and it's like, yeah, yeah, they're like, you ain't no victim, so go to the other part, and I was like, no, but I was, and my kid, I never hit my kids, but at the end of the day, they were afraid of me because of how violent I would get with my partner at the time, So, well, now me and my partner are perfectly fine. We're really good friends now, and I told him to forgive me, because like it just devastated. And I explained to him why, but I think that just trying to not control the whole situation, like what's gonna happen is gonna happen, regardless. You know what I mean? And I should just let things go, and then yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All right. Abby, thank you so much for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
Wish you lots of luck.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.